Awesome. Okay. So for those of you who are watching on Instagram, this will be recorded. If you want a recording, you need to reach out to me. My recordings only go out to our members. So if you'd like to have a 30-day trial to the Level Up crew, you may do so just by reaching out, PM me. I'll send you a link for a 30-day trial, and you can see what all we do in a month time span. So, but yes, I am doing a Zoom meeting over here, guys, and I've got Instagram Live right here. So if I'm looking different directions, I'm either reading something or looking at someone. So tonight's support group, I really love this because I don't know one person that I've met over the last few months that does not struggle with this. And this definitely has a specific place for the weight loss surgery community, the bariatric community, okay? So as you all know, weight loss surgery, bariatric surgery can be a very emotional, taxing, and physically taxing event that you've gone through. Okay, you are essentially going through one of the largest transformations, and it can be comparable to, I don't know, any kind of adjustment, like, you know, recovering from addiction and like relearning yourself. You're essentially relearning yourself. You are taking your old self and you're learning new behaviors, new habits, new systems, new diet, new way of moving your body, new way of thinking, so that you support yourself long term after surgery. And if you don't have the tools or the support system to help you to do that, if you come from a place where you have suffered from a lot of trauma, either complex trauma, emotional trauma, any kind of trauma, any level of trauma, there's this transformational process that needs to happen in order for you to be open to change and to really embrace who you are becoming. So this goes much deeper than just physical changes after weight loss surgery. And I think you guys feel that. And, you know, most people that I talk to, I can hear it in your voices. I can see it in your faces. And it's just very transformational. While you are still a human being, you feel like you're not a part of who you once were. And that can be a very, very lonely feeling at times. And you could feel like you're kind of ostracized from the rest of the world. So learning how to deal with this internally is just life changing. And while you're going through all of these changes, it can be very easy to go down in negative spirals, you know, go off into this comfortable little dark hole and get stuck there. I mean, you can talk to yourself very negatively based on expectations that you have imposed on yourself or that you've absorbed from the external world, your clinical team, your friends, your family. You know, people will always have expectations for you and of you. Everyone's always watching you after bariatric surgery, and whether we like it or not, people are judging along the way. So in turn, you can really get to a point where you are just thinking negatively, or your mindset's not in the right place where you're motivated enough to meal plan or create a self-care plan for yourself on a day-to-day basis. So today we're going to kind of go through 4 different things, 4 different steps of this whole process of forming self-love and positive self-talk, all those things after surgery. So I'm going to break this down into 4 things. Actually, first, I don't know if anybody has any comments or, yeah, somebody said shame spirals are awful. Yeah, we'll talk about those for sure. So if anybody has any questions along the way, just type it in the chat, or you can type it here on Instagram, and I'll do my best to kind of look and see what people are saying along the way. Okie dokie. There we go. Okay. All right. So first and foremost, what is self-love? What is self-care? What is self-embodiment? So it's really basically at the end of the day, how you're talking to yourself. As a human being, we are born to think negatively. We are born to think shamefully. We are born to think, you know, we want to take the path of least resistance and the easiest route, but we have to create discipline in order to get past that. That's another webinar. That's another support group. But we want to, number one, embrace self-love. We want to recognize that self-love is a journey and it's not a destination. You're never going to get to a certain point where you just totally feel, oh, I just love myself. I'm perfect. I'm doing everything perfect. I'm so proud of the way I'm doing everything every day. That's never going to happen. You need to go ahead and accept it. But You can also make sure that the way you talk to yourself, the practices that you have on a day-to-day are solid. And if you know how to do that, you're going to feel great no matter what. I shouldn't say you're going to feel great. You're going to feel better. And you'll be able to handle those things that life brings your way. You're going to have just total crap just hit you in the face one day, and you're going to be like, can't handle it. Might as well go eat this, or might as well just not exercise anymore because the scale's not moving. Might as well do this. You know, you can really get into that spiral. So learning self-love, and knowing that it's a journey, it's something that you continually work on. It's something that you continually learn. The things that you put in your life, the people that you have in your life, the things that you listen to, the things that you watch, it all gets absorbed. So be careful with what you're putting in your mind, what you're putting in your body, because you will become your surroundings. Okay. So self-love is a journey. It's not a destination. You're never going to get to a particular place. It requires patience, which nobody has, I don't think. I don't either. It requires compassion. It requires acceptance of one's journey at every stage, not at the stage where you meet that 100-pound weight loss. It's not at the stage where you meet a certain body fat percentage. It's not at the stage where you're just meal prepping and eating perfectly. It's life, you know, where there's going to be an ebb and flow. There's going to be an adaptation process along the way. So just knowing what to do, but celebrating at every single stage. You're going to be able to find something in every stage that you're proud of, and that makes you feel good. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. So I know, you know, a lot of people are like, I just increased my weight that I'm lifting by 5 pounds. Meh, it doesn't count. Yes, it does count. That just means you've been doing hard work to get stronger. You know, maybe you're eating an extremely healthy diet and you're not seeing results, but you're not seeing physical results, but on the inside, you are feeling better. You're more energetic. Your energy levels are wonderful. Your digestive system is working correctly. You're getting off all of your medications or some of your medications. You have to celebrate those smaller wins just as much as the big ones. You know, it's very natural for us to, those bigger things create a bigger dopamine hit. It makes you happier to have those bigger accomplishments. But if we can train ourselves to really appreciate and be gratuitous toward those smaller wins, those big wins are going to feel like you just climbed a damn mountain. It's going to be awesome. Let's see if I have anybody saying anything yet. Here, nope. And then practicing gratitude for your body and its resilience. Nobody really ever thinks about this. Like, you may not like your legs, but those legs get you from A to B. Those legs get you to the gym. Those legs get you to work. Those legs do things for you. Be thankful for your legs. You may not like, I don't know, what else? Can't think. Everybody complains about hair loss, but that is a major, I mean, that's a small thing compared to what you're going to achieve in X amount of years after weight loss surgery. Just think about the things that you're going to achieve. Don't get so down about those things that are in the moment just because of your weight loss, those side effects, okay? Number 2, cultivating self-embodiment. What is self-embodiment? Does anybody know what self-embodiment is? Because I'm going to explain it. I want somebody to answer, though. I would love that. Self-embodiment, anybody? Anybody? I'm too impatient. I don't have patience. I'm gonna answer. So self-embodiment is truly finding your authentic self, the way you do things, what's good for you. And it's not what your clinical office tells you you should be doing, or your nutritionist tells you what you should be eating. We are not a blueprint. We are not one size fits all after weight loss surgery. It is very much an individualized process. And for you to get to your goals that you want, you're going to have to do it your way. Okay. So why I'm saying that is self-embodiment is finding your true authentic self. Okay. What makes you flow? What makes you feel good on a daily basis? Follow your body, follow your flow, listen to yourself. So finding that authentic self, how are you going to do that? You can reconnect with your body through mindful practices. I talk about this all the time. And when I say meditation has probably saved my life, it quite literally, I think, has saved my life. Mindful practices such as meditation, yoga, or gentle exercise. These are the things that create that connection. So some people look at it as just like it's a slow form of exercise, or I don't enjoy it and I don't want to stretch. Well, it's not all about that. You can really look at this as a component or a means of meditating, being at peace with yourself. When I stretch on a daily basis, it's a lot of breathing and flexibility. I don't do it for muscle tone. I don't do it for anything other than I need me time. That's my self-care. I'm zoning out. Nobody's bothering me. I'm getting flexibility in and a moment of peace to start my day. So you can reconnect with yourself by doing things like that. Listen to your body's hunger cues and satiety cues. So many times we're so focused on what we should be eating, but it's not in total alignment with how your body's operating. Maybe your blood sugar levels fall much faster than Susie Q's over here, and you need more carbs in your life in every single one of your meals. So you have to listen to your body's hunger cues and how full or satisfied that you are after your meals. Trust yourself to nourish your body with wholesome foods and that support your well-being. So key words there is trust yourself. You don't want to do something just because someone else is telling you to. Again, you want to listen to your body and actually do what's true to you. There's certain foods that feed your energy. There's certain exercises that feed your energy. And there's going to be certain mindset or mindful practices that will feed you. Okay. Lastly, for cultivating self-embodiment, engage in activities that bring you joy and make you feel connected to your body. So we kind of already discussed that, but activities that bring you joy, this could be like dancing, hiking. I love hiking because it puts me in nature. That's the fastest way to ground yourself and to become more peaceful and at one with yourself is getting out into nature. Go hug a tree. Hiking, or simply even just taking a leisurely stroll. I recommend all the time, put a podcast in your ear, go walking whenever the weather's nice, or put some good motivational music or peaceful music on, whatever you have to do, whatever you're feeling, get in that groove. So those are great ways to cultivate self-embodiment. Practicing positive self-talk. This is the big one, guys. And this goes in line with the shame spirals that people experience. You want to challenge negative thoughts with compassionate self-talk. So although you may be screwing up in your mind, or according to the external world's mind, you're probably not screwing up that bad. You've just put this level of expectation that's not even realistic for you. You've imposed that on yourself. So you have to understand what's actually going to help you. Okay. But you want to challenge these negative thoughts, counteract them with positive thoughts. And we'll talk about the next one. So words of encouragement, words of kindness, even though you don't feel these things about yourself, saying these things to yourself will affirm them or help them to become true. If you're already telling yourself you're wealthy and you're rich, the more you tell yourself that, your mind believes it, and you'll start working towards steps to become that. So if there's something that you envision yourself being, tell yourself you're that right now. You want to replace the words I can't with I am learning. Okay. So just because you didn't finish that 5K under X amount of time, I know I'm using examples from an appointment today because it's fresh in my mind. Just because you can't finish something in a certain amount of time doesn't mean you failed. It just means you're going to have to work harder to get to that point. And maybe the way you were doing it to begin with was not in alignment with what you needed to do. Replace I can't with I am learning or I am capable. Affirm your strengths and resilience in the face of challenges. I went to Idlewild the other day. We went up to the mountain here close to, I'm in Southern California, and it's this cute little mountain town, really spiritual. A lot of people go there for healing, yoga, meditation retreats, that kind of thing. But I picked up this little embodiment deck. I love this. And I picked out 2 things from the deck that I really wanted to share with you guys tonight. And I'm actually thinking about forming a small group and going through these cards on a weekly basis. So you guys let me know if this is something you might need. I'll just give you a sneak peek of 2 of these. And just to credit who wrote this, this was created by Kara Campbell and Melissa Perez. It's called the Embodiment Deck: Connect, Reflect, and Explore. So these are the kinds of cards that you can pull out on a daily basis. It's kind of the same concept as a gratitude journal that you might read every day. I have a 365 day a year gratitude journal. There we go. Gratitude journal that I read, and I love it, but sometimes it's a little bit too short. So I wanted to add something. All right, so one of them, this one's called authentic. So this is something that you can say to yourself or just read and resonate on it. So authentic. To be true to oneself requires audacity and devotion. Devotion not to pleasing or conforming to external expectations, but to your own values and your own potential. What's on the other side of fully embracing your authenticity? Today, I take time to be honest with myself and identify how I can honor my values and current needs. So all too often, like I was saying, we take these external recommendations, these external expectations, and we put those on ourselves, but it's not authentic to you, so it's not working for you. So this is something that you can kind of pause and say, okay, this type of exercise or this routine or this plan that I've made for myself or that my coach has made for me is not working because it's not authentic to you. So pause, kind of realize what's working, what's not serving you, and try to head in the direction that feels good to you. One more, this one's called pause. There's like tons in here. I could have probably read like 30 of them to you. I love them all. But okay, pause. This is a really good one. Rest is essential for a healthy and harmonious mind, body, and soul connection. In a world where hustle is praised, taking time to pause is one of the most underrated tools for increased efficiency, creativity, and health. Has my current schedule been helping me or deterring me from experiencing more in my life? Today, I will take an intentional pause toward prioritizing rest and cut out any unnecessary tasks and activities. I'm not kidding. Like, I have to say this to my husband all the time, bless his heart. Like, he is an overachiever. He likes to really do a good job with things. And I am sure that if you feel a passion for your job or your career or what you do in your home life, volunteer work, you name it, if you feel a passion and a purpose towards something, you're going to want to work hard for it. But all too often, we get too caught up in that world and we leave ourselves behind. So just be careful and know or kind of assess, what am I giving? Where am I giving too much? Where do I need to fill my own bucket? Okay. Surround yourself with supportive individuals who uplift and affirm your journey towards self-improvement. Our support systems are vital to our success. If you're alone, please reach out. You know, we're here for you. I can set you up with other people that can connect with you. We've got people on our team that are here to help you. If you're in any support groups, definitely take advantage of those support groups. Just like I was kind of mentioning earlier, the things that you surround yourself, and that includes your people, your family, your friends, your coworkers. If those people are not in alignment with your values, you're likely going to fall into the trap of those other people. Those people want to go out and get drinks 3 days a week and restaurant food. You're screwed. And I mean, unless you're not partaking in it. You're gonna mute. Okay. So whoever you're surrounding yourself around or surrounding yourself, you're going to become that. So as much as you can, surround yourself with supportive resources, supportive people, and an environment that fosters who you want to be and that reinforces your self-worth. Anybody have any comments or questions yet? Keep them coming. Okay, last one. Setting realistic expectations. We kind of already touched on this, but setting realistic expectations. All day long, you have expectations. You have an expectation to meet your protein needs. You have an expectation to get the appropriate amount of calories in. You've got the expectation of moving your body and exercising. And of course, that looks different for everybody. You've got an expectation to just take care of yourself, to hydrate, to take your multivitamins. There's so much self-care that's involved in the bariatric process. It can be very difficult to balance it with your family life, your work life. That's totally understood. But the end game, you may be expecting too much. Take these big expectations, break them into smaller little pieces, and that's where growth comes from. Master these smaller things first, and they're going to equate to something bigger than you've ever imagined. So, you know, this big idea that you've got all this stuff in your brain that you've got to take care of, and you have this goal weight to reach, you're going to get there in time. You just have to trust the process, trust the flow. You want to understand that bariatric surgery is only a tool. I'm in bariatric groups, or I read bariatric posts in groups and such. And, you know, it's very sad to me sometimes that the expectation of bariatric surgery can be just that. You know, people do expect that just because they have the tool, it's going to do all the work for them. But you do have to understand it requires commitment to long-term lifestyle changes and self-care. That's where Level Up was born. You know, I wanted to create a comprehensive program that taught people how to create better habits, how to even sustain those habits, how to follow workshops and apply these things to your day-to-day routine. So long term, you have to think long term when you're in this world. You can't think short term. You know, bariatric surgery doesn't end in 2 years when you meet that goal weight. If you want to stay that goal weight and you want to overall protect the integrity of your body, your wellness, then you keep going. But when you're at that farther end, it's so much easier, because if you've established those healthy routines, those healthy habits, then it'll become easier and easier. It just takes work. Number 2, and then we have one more bullet point, and then I am going to be ready for some conversation. So y'all just think of some questions and comments. I want to have some discussion. All right, set achievable goals that align with your values and priorities. I just said this a second ago. Break those bigger goals into smaller goals. Actionable steps to maintain momentum and motivation. A lot of people think, well, I don't want to just walk. I want to do something more than walking. You know, when you're first starting out, well, you gotta crawl before you walk, right? So, you know, really embracing these smaller things that make you stronger, more energized, more confident, and motivated. That's going to be the most important part first. Okay, it's not just jumping from 1 to 10. You will have to put in the work. Be patient with yourself and allow room for setbacks. There's not a person that's had bariatric surgery that's not had a setback or 2 or 3 or 10. You know, I've spoken to people that are 10 years post-op, and you can't imagine the issues that they've gone through. But had they have started out in the beginning with a great team and a good support system, they would have saved years and years of just BS that they've practiced. You know, crash diets, resets, additional medications. I mean, you name it. I'm not knocking it. It works for some people, but at the end of the day, had they practiced some of the things that we try to put in place in our program, they wouldn't be in that position. But you know, you can't go backwards. But be patient with yourself. Allow room for setbacks. Progress is not always linear. Actually, it's probably never linear. It might be for a month or 2, and then it's going to stabilize, and you may go down, then you may go back up. I mean, it's going to look like this if you were to look at it on a graph. And it's okay to seek support when you need it, guys. I have so many lurkers and so many people just sitting back, just lurking on social media, just grasping for answers, and they don't want to pay the money for coaching. And I'm telling you, the money is not the issue. It's your willingness to put your commitment towards something and actually follow through with it. You're scared. But what's on the other side of fear is freedom, guys. And I say that all the time. It's that noise. If y'all can hear a screeching noise, something's going on with my computer. But yeah, and I totally forgot what I was just saying. But yeah, seek support when you need it. We've got a support group that's open to everybody that I come in contact with if you're interested in the program or whatever. But yeah, so in conclusion of my little piece, we want to remember that self-love, self-embodiment, positive self-talk, they're all integral components of your post weight loss surgery journey. If you foster a healthy mindset and you cultivate compassion toward yourself, you're gentle toward yourself, you give yourself grace when you eat that dessert or whatever, don't go down that hole. I mean, if you are 90% of the time is well-intentioned and you slip up the rest of the time, you're fine. You've had bariatric surgery. You don't have this huge list of no, I can't. So don't put yourself in that position. You just want to responsibly have the things that you enjoy, and focus on the bigger picture. Yeah, that was about it. Just continue. Yeah. So I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what you guys specifically struggle with during this entire process. Where do you go down south? Where do you spiral? Is it with food? Is it with you missed a workout, and once you miss a workout, you just go down this path where you're MIA from exercise for 3 months? What is it that you guys are struggling with? You can unmute yourself if you want, or type it in the chat. Come on, guys, unmute yourself. I want to hear from experiences, because you guys are going to be the ones to inspire somebody else in your experiences. Anybody? Anybody? Nope. Kelly? All right, beautiful. Okay, on Instagram, I struggle with, if I don't exercise consistently, I feel like I've failed, and then I have a hard time starting back. So I wonder, do you think you chose something that was a little bit too much for you? Was this something that someone suggested that you do? Do you feel like you were motivated to do it to begin with? What do you feel like? I'll hear that screeching noise. Oh my God. Okay, you might not have a response, but yeah, if you struggle with exercise consistently, just what I said, most times people either don't know what to do, they don't know where to start, or they don't know why they're doing it. So when you're starting to exercise, you really need to have someone, okay, I think I would choose something that's too intense consistently. Our minds tend to go in that place like, exercise is not worth it unless I just go hard after it and just kill myself in the gym, 4 to 7 days a week. But that's absolutely not true. As a trainer, I would tell you to start off small, find something very achievable. It might not give you much excitement. I mean, I want you to find something that you enjoy, but you might have to choose something that's going to be more regimented. So for instance, I would tell my patients whenever I was in the office, pick anything, like literally anything that you can put in a 30-minute time slot every single day. Okay. You can make a list for yourself. What are 5 things? And you want a combination of outside, inside, gym, home, dogs, have a variety of things that you're going to do, and have a choice list. So within that 30-minute time slot every single day, you've got something to pick according to the weather, according to your energy level, according to how you feel. So pick something in a small batch that's comfortable. That way you can have a go-to, and you've got choices. What tends to make people fall off the map too is they pick one option and they depend on that one option, but you have to have a plan B or even a plan C. You're going to have some people argue and say, nope, just do whatever you picked. That's perseverance and that's discipline. But I don't agree with that. That's not authentic to me, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do what my body feels, what I want to do that day. If I'm feeling stiff and I'm low, and I don't have the energy to do a HIIT workout, I'm not going to do it. I'm probably going to do a flexibility or a low impact yoga. So that would be my answer to you. We're not even going to answer, but that would be my comment to your response there. Anybody else? Kelly, you keep unmuting yourself. I know you want to say something.
Can you hear me?
Share, Kelly, share.
Are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Well, it's because I had that surgery 6 months ago. I just can't get motivated again. It's been horrible.
Is it your
I've
energy
gained
level?
like 14 pounds.
Is it your energy level?
I guess so, because my arm, it aches all the time. It doesn't really like have a horrible hurt, but I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. It could just be
I'm
a
finally
mental
allowed
thing.
to do whatever I want to do now.
I'm serious. The second you step out and just do anything, you're going to start getting motivated to do it. It's just literally getting up to do it. So I would pick anything that's 5 to 10 minutes. I know that sounds so ridiculous to a lot of people. Even 5 to 10 minutes. If you step foot, if you put your clothes on, commit to that 5 minutes, I promise you, you're going to go beyond that 5 minutes. Because who puts on warm up clothes or who puts on workout? I can't talk. Who puts on workout clothes and actually gets started with a workout and then times it and you're like, I'm done. Like you're going to get warmed up and you're going to get motivated to do it. And I think something about that ends up giving you a little bit of push of confidence and motivation to keep going. So I would do anything, Kelly. I don't care if it's just like taking 100 steps in place in your living room. I mean, you're going to do something. And I know you love your bike and I know you love your outdoor surroundings and you've got your pool and you've got so many options, but commit to something super, super, super small. And then tell me what you're going to do.
Thank you.
Text me next week. Tell me what you did.
Okay.
Or this week. Or tomorrow.
I will.
Text me tomorrow and tell me what you did.
I will tomorrow. I definitely will. Thank
All right,
you.
she answered.
I needed to hear this tonight.
Huh?
I needed to hear this tonight. You're
Good.
wonderful.
I'm so glad you joined. That's awesome. And Kelly's in our program too, guys. You know, even people in our program are not motivated. That sounds awful, but you're human. I mean, this is why you chose a team to help you, is because you needed that motivation and push. So can't wait to to talk to you again. So she said, I have so many options depending on how I feel or able to do. I like this approach. Perfect. I hope that helps somebody else too. Is there anybody else that struggles with something? Let's talk about something food related. So what about like down? Oh my gosh, this screeching noise is so loud right now. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to get my tech guy, aka my husband, to look at it. Anything nutrition related, guys? Anything that makes you feel super guilty, or how you're kind of contemplating, how do I work around this? What should I do in this case? Anybody? All right, we're going to end there if no one else has anything to say. Be sure, if there's anybody on this call tonight that is not in the Level Up crew, or if you would like to test out the Level Up crew, I'll tell you what we do on a monthly basis. We have these support groups, which are recorded. So I put them on my YouTube page and you can view them at any time. We also host workshops. Some of the workshop topics include, what do they include? You know, how to plan your protein like a pro, how to discover how many calories you need, how to get started with exercise and love it, how to create a consistent morning, nighttime routine so that you're set up for yourself for every single day. You're not missing out on those self-care priorities. A daily planner that helps you check off all your boxes for your self-care routine, including mindset, nutrition, and exercise. And of course, the other things like nutrition, multivitamins, hydration. What else do? We do monthly challenges. So we just do about week-long challenges. They're nothing too complicated. I don't want the word challenge to deter anybody. They're really just a means of keeping you motivated and challenged in our program, and maybe just one of those ways to give you a little taste of what you might need more of in your life and what you might need less of in your life, or what you don't need so much. So one of my favorite challenges was our gratitude challenge that we had. Of course, that was under mindset, and it can be life-changing to have some kind of practice like that. So, you know, we really like to create those challenges so you can add little things like that in your life that help you to foster a healthier mindset across the board. Workshops, we also have master classes. We like to host bariatric therapists, surgeons, other trainers, other dietitians. So you get to hear from other people other than me all the time. Live support groups, we have our private community, the Level Up Bariatrics support group. So if you want to request to join, that's absolutely fine. I invite anybody that would like to join. That's going to be on our Facebook group. That's going to be where the majority of you can find what events are happening, promotions for one-on-one coaching, that kind of stuff. And of course, we use it as a support group. If you have questions at all, I'm the one who moderates it. Got a peer coach or two that will also moderate it, and they are certified health coaches as well. And that's about it. So you get these, and monthly recipes. So I send a recipe guide or a recipe bundle every month. It is from a clean eating software. I really try to get people to focus on the bigger picture after surgery. And I want you to really focus on your overall well-being and wellness. So clean eating recipes, whole foods that are going to keep you satisfied, energized, and really create a healthier body and well-being altogether. So those are the things we offer in our monthly subscription. Hit me up if you want a free trial. You're welcome to join our group. But other than that, we offer one-on-one coaching. If anybody needs anything whatsoever, please reach out and continue to follow us at Level Up Bariatrics on Instagram and listen to our podcast. We have such an awesome podcast, and we're going into heavy recording mode this next couple months. So if you've not listened yet, we are the Level Up Bariatrics podcast. And be sure to rate and follow the podcast and share it with other people who need to hear about us. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. See you next month. Bye-bye.